All right, everyone. I hope I'm audible, and I think we are good to begin. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the public webinars by Frappe. And I am Babita. And for people seeing me for the very first time, I'm the part of the marketing team here, and I look actively after public webinars. And really excited and happy to see 115 people right now, like 115 of you amazing folks with us today, and thanks for joining in. I'm so sure that this session is going to be very helpful for people who are here. And coming to our session today, we have Rohit Waghchaure with us, the very own core maintainer of ERPNext stock and manufacturing modules at Frappe. So who'll take this session. Now he's the guy who has literally built the stuff you are going to learn here about. So hi Rohit, how are you?
Hey, hi. Hi, Babita. Hi, everyone. I'm good and excited to showcase the V16 features related to stock and manufacturing model.
Yeah. So also for everyone here, we'll be taking question and answers around 30 minutes from now. So stay put, and you can drop in your questions in the chat for a while. Chat sections is always open for everyone. And so Rohit, let our audience know what they're going to get in the next 1 hour and what all manufacturing and stock per se in ERP next do you plan to show them today. So over to you, Rohit. You can begin now.
Sure, yeah. Thanks. Quick check. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is. It is.
All right. I'm going to showcase the V16 features related to stock and manufacturing models. Currently, these features are merged in a develop branch. So, uh, developers or partners who have a access of develop branch can uh, test these features, and if you find any bug or if you find any use cases which has not been covered, then you can report those issues or use cases with us, so that we can work on those issues or use cases before launching of V16. So about myself, I'm Rohit. I've been working at Frappe since last 9 years. I mostly work on the stock and manufacturing models, and um, yeah, that's all about myself. So I'm going to start with the first feature, which is a tracking of semi-finished goods against the job card. So before jumping into the actual demo part, I would like to showcase some idea behind the what is the semi-finished good or subcomponents. So basically, this is a one example. It's a computer, right? And to produce the computer or to assemble a computer, we required the different types of components. We required a monitor, we required keyboard, we required motherboard, and there are might be chances that the business where some components they build themselves, they manufacture themselves. Some of the components they subcontract outside and gets the all components on table, and then they manufacture the final product. And currently, before adding this feature, if you have to do this, like you have to, let's say, manufacture the component first, and for that you have to create a separate work order for components. And for a job card, again you have to create a subcontracting job, uh, sorry, job for a job order. You have to create a subcontracting order for that. And again, that it was not able to, I mean, for a user it was difficult to track each and everything against under a single hood. So we thought maybe we can give the provision to produce the semi-finished good against the job card, so that against a single work order you can produce the components as well the finished good. So let me open the, yeah, let me open my application. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay. Okay. So this is an example of a bill of material which I have created for with the operations, and against each operation I have defined the final product or a semi-finished good. So on the bill of material, I hope all of you are aware about what is bill of material. Bill of material where you define the or what raw materials you are going you require to make a finished good, as well what operations you are going to perform to make a finished good. So we have introduced a new checkbox here, track semi-finished good.
Rohit, your test site is not visible. Your presentation is visible.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any bomb as of now. Maybe I don't know. My net is slow or something.
At this moment,
Can you see it now?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay.
now it is visible.
All right. So on a bill of material, we have added a new option like track semi-finished good. Again, those who don't want to, track the semi-finished good against the job card, they can skip this option. But yeah, if you want to use this option, you have to make sure this is enabled. And then on a operation table, we have added an option to define the whether after this operation what will be produced, whether you will produce a finished good or you will produce a semi-finished good. So you have to define that here, and then you have to select the bill of material for this finished good. So in this bill of material, you can see we have defined the raw materials, all raw materials we are going to use to make this uh, semi-finished good. So this first operation I'm going to perform in-house, and the second operation, this monitor, so I'm going to subcontract to my vendor. So I'll get the monitor from the vendor, and on the last assembly, I'll again do this operation in-house to produce my final finished good. So it's a easy, like you have to define the finished good or semi-finished good on a line item against the operations. And if you have a bill of material, then select the bill of material. If you don't have a bill of material for that, then you can click on the add raw materials and add the materials which is required to complete that product. So on a raw materials table, you can see all the materials which is required to complete the semi-finished good or the finished good. And these raw materials will auto-populate based upon the bill of material you have selected on against the operations. So I already have this bomb. And now I'm going to create a work order. So let's say I want to manufacture 10 quantity. And store warehouse, I'll keep it store, target as target. Okay, operation time should be, so I'm just keeping the operation time as 60. So now you can see the bill of materials details as it is we pulled on the work order. And yeah, so I'm going to submit the work order. After submission of the work order, now I can see that 3 job cards are created. First is motherboard assembly, where we required the RAM and the SSD chips, and this is going to be an in-house operation. The second is the monitor. This is a subcontracted operation. So we'll see what happened against this job card. And then the third operation is the assembly, where we required the motherboard, monitor, and the keyboard. So motherboard will in-house, monitor will subcontract, and then we'll do the final assembly. Now I'll come back to the first job card. Yeah, the motherboard assembly. Now here you can see the option of material transfer. So you have to transfer the material from store to WIP warehouse and submit this. So material has transferred to WIP warehouse. I'll just refresh this page. Yeah. Now you can see the start job button. If you want to capture the time log details, you can use this option. Otherwise, you can skip it and just submit the job card. And now once you submit the job card, you can see the make stock entry option where you can create the stock entry of final product. So the motherboard we have manufactured and we have consumed the raw materials, RAM and the SSD chip. So my first uh, job card is completed. The second job card, which is subcontracted, now I don't see any other options here like transfer materials or start job card because I had to subcontract this job card. So I'm just going to submit this job card. Once I submit the job card, I can see the make subcontracting PO option. So basically, once you click on this option, you can a system will open the purchase order with a is subcontracted checkbox. So this is a subcontracted PO. You have to select the supplier. Uh, the item materials details you can see here. This is a this is a service item, monitor assembly, and this is a subcontracted item, which is a monitor. So I'm going to put a required by. So I'm just submitting this PO. Now I have to complete the subcontracting flow. So I will going to create a subcontracting order. I will submit this. Then I will transfer the material from store to supplier's warehouse. And after that, I'll create the final subcontracting receipt against the subcontracting order. So this is a normal flow. Currently, it is available in LinkedIn as well. But once you complete the subcontracting receipt, now if I go back to the job card, my job card is completed. So I hope you understood. Like first we done in-house, second we done we manufacture with the help of subcontractor, and now the third of job card where we are going to complete our final product. So again, you can see the material transfer option here. So you have to transfer the materials from store to work in progress. So whatever we manufacture the components, we kept it in a store's warehouse. Now for a final assembly operation, we are transferring it to the working warehouse. Now on a job card, you have to submit and then make a stock entry. So once the stock entry completed, I can see our final product has been manufactured. Now if I go to the work order, I can see the status as completed as well. So earlier the option was like with a two stock entry you were able to complete the work order, but now you have to do a lot of stock entries. But again, is anyone saying anything? Okay, so again hello.
I guess Srisant is saying something. Srisant, would you be possible to unmute yourself and say, and or itself you can drop it in the chat. Rohit, you might continue.
So earlier, like there was a like you are able to complete the if you have to complete the job card and produce the finished good, you have to do it again in the work order only. You only have the option to transfer the materials against the job card earlier. But now you can, produce the semi-finished good as well the finished good against the job card. So yeah, this feature is currently available in develop branch now and will be available in V16. So if you have any question on this, now you can ask.
So this is
I,
Sandeep.
okay, continue, continue. I got something to ask. Okay, shall I ask? Okay,
Yeah.
Rohit, good afternoon. My name is Jnanam from Cascrab.
Okay. Yeah,
Can you
no.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
See,
tell me.
I saw you raised a work order, whereas the parts, what is required, or children, whatever required, it is not
Mhm.
at all available. Then you are creating a labor order, all those things. Why it is so?
No. So for saving my time, I
Hmm.
already had a stock of my. So you are talking about this materials, right? RAM and
Uh,
SSD.
See what happens, these letters are very small, font is very small. I can't read anything. Only
Uh,
thing I am hearing your voice and understanding that what you are trying to say.
Now can you
My,
see my screen? I
it's
increased
a
the.
little bit better, but still for me, based on my age, I find it difficult to see that.
No, the
Okay, it's fine,
raw
no problem.
materials. Raw materials was there.
Hmm.
I wanted to save my time, so that's why I already kept the stock of the raw materials. I
Hmm.
only produced the components, basically a sub-assembly items.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, generally normal course, what we'll do, this is something like a assembly order, what you created, right?
yeah.
Assembly order means we have to keep all the children ready in stock. Then only we can create a assembly order. Okay, that is
Mm,
what we practice right now with our current ERPs. Whereas this is
okay,
little bit different what I am seeing. That's why I raised this doubt.
okay.
Rohit,
Rohit,
this is Sandeep.
yeah, hi.
Yeah, Sandeep.
Thanks for this demonstration. Can we see the accounting entries or accounting ledger for the stock entry manufacture and stock entry material transfer
So
accounting?
I have not. I mean, we have not done anything as any new thing here. Um, okay. Um, okay. So since I'm using the same account head, that's why the account has not booked. But if you want to see the accounting impact, make sure the account for source or work in progress warehouse and the store warehouse will be different. So if you go to the warehouse, you
Mm-hmm.
can see the account option here, right? So here, make sure the warehouse wise account will be different. Now I'm using the single account head. That's why the account ledger is not showing anything because the we have used the same cost. So if you look at here, our raw material cost and the finished good cost is the same. So that's
Okay.
why the difference is zero.
So, can I ask one more question connecting to this? So we generally do the manufacturing, and once we manufacture a raw material, it does get backflush and finished good comes into the stock, correct? So there
Yeah.
is an entry of stock in hand, which is credited, correct? So instead of that, can we have different GLs for material type wise? Let's say I have one material type like raw
No,
material, one material.
currently you can't have. Currently it is warehouse wise only. That is a feature maybe we'll come up with in future.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have asked about like item group wise, should we have an option to define the stock asset account? So yeah, maybe we can think of it, and yeah, if possible, we can add it in the version 16.
Okay, thank you, Rohit.
Yeah,
Hello.
hi. Hi, Rohit. Satish here. Just wanted to
Yeah.
check in version 15, we have the on the mobile view, if we use the job card on the mobile, so there was the start and stop button available. Uh, so is it available in version 16? And
Yeah, it will available in one. So whatever is there in version 15 will remain as it is in version 16. I'm just showcasing the feature which is newly added in version
okay.
15. Yeah.
So just my observation is that button when we start it, so the counter will start, and
Okay.
sometime it was not calculating the right time. So
Okay.
not sure whether that
So maybe it is a bug.
Yeah,
maybe you
this
can
bug is
create a.
already reported on GitHub and we have already taken, we'll fix it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I think let Rohit first complete the cycles demo. Anyway, we are going to take a Q&A, so otherwise the cycles will not get complete. All we have to showcase 4 features. So let's you can note down your questions and during Q&A we will take it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So next is the reservation for production plan. So a lot of our customers and partners has asked for this feature where they want to reserve the specific materials for specific production plan, so that the specific reserved material cannot be used for any other production plan or any other work order. So to do that, let's have a create one production plan. So I'll just select my final product, which is a bicycle, and I'm creating a production plan for 10 quantity. For my warehouse, I'll select the Pune as my warehouse. I have some sub-assembly for this item. So my sub-assembly warehouse I'm going to select. So now you can see this is a sub-assembly item, basically a gearbox which is required for a bicycle. And I have, as per BOM, I required a 10 quantity, but I don't have a whole 10 quantity. I have like 5 quantity available. So here you can see the projected quantity as 5. We have this formula. If you enable this checkbox, then this formula applies here, and this formula states that the required quantity. So the quantity to order is calculated based upon the required quantity as per BOM minus the projected quantity. So what is the projected quantity? So if you click here, you can see the formula of projected quantity. So projected quantity, if it is in a positive value, which means that if you have that much of stock available, or that much of stock will be available. So will be available means either you have created a PO for that stock, that much of quantity, and maybe in few days you will receive the stock against the PO. So here the projected quantity is 5. So that's why the quantity to order is 5. So we are not going to make a work order against the whole 10 quantity. I'll just create a I'll going to create a work order against the quantity which is required, or which is not available in the stock. So similarly for raw materials.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, who is there?
Sir, Amol here.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, sometimes suppose this is my first item, gear bikes, which is this
Gearbox.
gearbox,
Yeah.
gearbox, something, and also my opposite item is some plastic bags or box. I also requested from store. So in that case, what we do, sir?
So this is so that's I'm going to showcase, going to
Huh?
demonstrate to you. Like this is a gearbox, but
Uh-huh.
if I open this bill of material,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to make a bomb. Like so, the first is my sub assembly item. The
Mm-hmm.
second one is not my sub assembly item. This is a like, as I mentioned, like this is a
Chain.
normal raw material. This is
Right.
I'm going to purchase, and this is I'm going to manufacture.
Right. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So now we are going to see what raw materials we require to complete this production plan. So now you can see, so totally I required 3 raw materials. The gearbox and the rod I required to manufacture my sub-assembly item, which is a gearbox bicycle. And the chain is a raw material which I am going to use for my final product manufacturing, at the time of final product manufacturing. Now you can see I already have a 5 quantity available for this gearbox bicycle, and I just require 5 more quantity. So that's why this raw material gearbox and the rod system is saying I just wanted 5 quantity, because 5 already have, and 5 I had to just manufacture 5 quantity. And again, I already have the 5 quantity in stock. So system is saying I don't require any quantity. So I'm not going to create any material request against this raw materials, gearbox and the rod. But I'm going to create a material request against the chain material, because I have 5 quantity available only, and I require 10 quantity. So remaining 5 quantity I have to purchase. So I saved this record and I'm going to submit. Once I submit the production plan, now you can see the stock reservation entry, 4 stock reservation entry. And why 4? Because uh, we have this gearbox and rod available. So system has created a gearbox entry and the rod and this chain, as well a gear bicycle. So this gear bicycle, which is a sub-assembly item, and this is going to be used in the final product manufacturing. So that is also going to be this has been reserved. So there has been 4 reservation entry created. Now I'm going to create a work order. Now you can see there are two work orders are showing. One work order is for my component gearbox bicycle, and the second work order is for my final finished good. Now if I open the gearbox bicycle, since I have a 5 quantity available already, I'm going to manufacture only 5 quantity. So that's why the quantity to manufacture is showing as a 5. Accordingly, raw materials quantity is showing as 5. Now I'm going to submit this record. Once I submitted, if I go to the stock reservation entry, now you can see the material has been reserved for my raw materials. And now if I go back to the production plan, where I initially reserved my raw material, it is showing as a delivered. So basically what happened here, the stock reservation entry, basically we initially we reserve on the production plan, then we created a work order against the production plan. Once we submit the work order, the reservation has been shifted from production plan to the work order. I hope you guys understood this part. Next is the bicycle. I am submitting the bicycle.
I think this feature was not available in the V15. This is a new thing you have shown. The stock entry reservation. I'm Kanchan this side from Kanak Info Systems.
Yeah, Kanchan. So production plan reservation for production plan as well work order going to be available in V16 only.
Okay, so what is the purpose of reserving and then it is showing as delivered afterwards?
So we are shifting the material. No, initially we reserved for the production plan. So sometime what happens? No, people create the multiple production plan at the same time, right? And before submitting the work order, they create the another production plan. So if they try to create another production plan, system should not use the existing material. So for that, they have to create the whole new. If it is a if it is a manufactured item, then they have to manufacture that item. If it is a raw material,
what
then
I'm
they have to purchase. Kanchan, do you get my point?
I got your point, but just wanted to see how it is showing in the stock ledger. I mean, when it is converted as delivered.
So the status changed to delivered because we booked the same materials for work order again the same production plan.
From where it is being delivered? I mean, is it
So
any movement
once
from
I
one?
okay. So once I submit the work order, I have created a new stock reservation entry, and that stock reservation entry has been created again the work order. So same material was booked again the production plan. So we have just marked those materials as a delivered or completed. So maybe a status is confusing. We'll change the status to maybe completed or something else. Maybe delivered is not a right status here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit
maybe.
confusing maybe.
So Rohit, connecting to that, I have one question. Like once it is reserved, the same material will not be available for other production plans, correct?
Right,
And they will
right,
show there will not be any projected quantity, correct?
right. Yeah.
So that means once the material is reserved against one production plan, it will not be considered as a MRP for next production plans.
Next production plan.
So
Right.
that will be considered as a new requirement, correct?
Yes. Right.
Earlier it was only be against the sales order or against the sales order item it was you can reserve, but now
Right.
you can reserve against the raw material also, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, good. This is good feature actually.
Yeah. Thanks. So, I'm moving to the next part. So I had just reserved the material. I have not started this work order. I have another work order, uh, which is a bicycle. Let me submit this work order as well. Now on a connection side, you can see the stock reservation entry, but it is showing as a partially reserved. Why? Because we have 5 quantity required to manufacture for a bicycle item, this semi-finished good item, for which we already have a work order created. And for change, I have not created a material request, but I am going to create a material request and we'll do the procurement again the chain. So next I am going to complete this work order. So I have transferred the raw materials to WIP. Now I am finishing the completing the final product, gear bicycle. So my work order is completed for my sub assembly item. Once it is completed, system automatically create the reservation entry for the final product again this component. So if you go to the main work order, the final products work order, earlier it was showing the only 2 reservation entry, which was created from the production plan, right? Now I can see one more reservation entry, and this reservation entry has been created once I submitted the work order. So now you understood, right? We required the 10 quantity. We already had a 5 quantity. So system has already reserved the 5 quantity, and remaining 5 quantity we have produced, they are manufactured. And once we manufactured, the specific manufactured quantity has been reserved again the similar production, again the similar work order production plan. Because what happen if I don't reserve here, this material can be used by any other work order or any other production plan, right? So to avoid that, I immediately reserve the same stock against the wherever it required work order. So now next is the I have the enough subcomponents, gearbox, bicycle, but I don't have a chain. So I'll go back to the production plan again. Now I'm going to create a material request. I don't see the work order because our work order has been completed. Now I can see the material request option. So I'll going to create a material request. So material request created for my chain, which is a raw material. Now I'm going to create a purchase order. I submitted a PO and now I'm going to create a purchase receipt. Now, once I submit the purchase receipt, immediately this stock should be reserved for the production plan, and uh, since the production plan is already submitted and work order is already created, the same material should immediately reserve for the work order of the final product. So I'm submitting the purchase receipt. Now I go back to the work order. This is completed. This was remained. Now I can see the fourth stock reservation entry. This is the newly added. Uh, yeah, for a change. Again, there are like some bug I can see here for a status, but I'll fix that later. So all the material has been reserved for this work order. Now I'm going to start the work order. I save and submit. Once I submit, so I transfer the material from Pune to working progress warehouse. Now I'm going back to the work order and showing the stock reservation entry change. So if you see, this 4 has been delivered. Again, the status is confusing. I'll work on this status part. But this is consumed from the Pune warehouse basically. That's why it's showing as a status as delivered. And the same material has been reserved in the working progress warehouse. So there might be chances that you are using the common working progress warehouse, and if you transfer the material to the working progress warehouse, you don't want to use the same materials to any other work order. You have to use the same for the same work order. So that's why we have reserved the materials again the working progress warehouse here. Now I'm going to finish the creating the finishing entry. Uh, so this is my final stock entry, and yeah, that's it. All my work order has been completed. The production plan is completed. Yeah. So now if you have any question on the production plan reservation, now you can ask. So production plan reservation and again work order reservation is not available in V15. Both will be available in version 16.
Yeah, hi Rohit. I'm Anup from Provincial Business Solutions. Just one question regarding this production plan doc type and this reservation one. Okay, so in the production plan, like in the version 14 and 15, one button is there to like for the RM table to show skip some like skip available quantity. So it's there in the version 16 or not?
So the label we have changed
Okay,
because the label itself was not more informative. So
okay,
we changed the label and we added the description as well.
okay. Okay. And like the another question is like this stock reservation is there. Okay. So that is for the raw materials. So like how this will work with the like a fee for moving average, that's stock movements. So it's like if my serial number is there, I'm using
Yeah, yeah.
batch.
So it will pick the serial number based upon the stock settings you have done.
Hmm.
So on a stock setting, we have option of auto create. So we are using the same option, pick serial batch based on FIFO, LIFO
Okay.
expiry. If you want to have are you okay with this option, or
Yes,
you
yes,
want to
yes.
have
Fine. Yeah,
okay,
yeah, fine.
okay.
Okay, so it's like if my 1 to 10 my serials are there, and according to FIFO 1 to 5 it's rate reserved. So for the next production plan, it will reserve from 5 to 10 or 5 to whatever
Six
whatever
to
the
ten,
quantity will.
6 to 10. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And the third question is like in the production plan doc type only. So there is one in the sub-assembly item table, there is one drop down that manufacturing type,
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
in-house and subcontract
In-house and
where we are
subcontract.
giving. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you told that explain that functionality from the work order for the job works, how we can do
Mm-hmm.
track that thing. Okay.
Right.
So for that case, if I'm following this flow, production plan, work order, and then subcontract or subcontract process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here we have to create a production plan giving in-house only, and then the work order will get
No,
created.
no, no. Manufacturing type you can keep it as a subcontract, but right now we don't have a provision to. I mean, why I'm not showcase is because we are
Hmm.
also adding a feature for stock reservation against the subcontracting order,
Okay.
and that will be going to be. I mean, that will add in version 16 only. Since I
Hmm.
don't have a, I mean, that feature is still working. I mean, currently we
Okay.
are working on it. That's why I'm
Hmm.
not showcasing here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, if you have selected the manufacturing type as subcontracting order,
Hmm.
again, like same thing will do. Like system will reserve the raw material once you
Hmm.
submit the subcontracting order.
Okay.
Similarly, I showcase in work order, right? So same thing will happen again the subcontracting order as well.
Hmm.
Hello,
Okay.
Rohit.
Thanks.
Ankita this side. Uh, I have one
Yeah, Ankit.
question. Can we reserve a semi-finished good against production plan, as you define
Yeah, yeah.
some of the semi-finished good in your final FD or final BOM, right? So will that SFG reservation will be considered?
Yes, yes, yes. So, okay, I'll open this bill of material and I'll browse this bill of material. So you can see this is my semi-finished good, right?
Yes.
Gearbox bicycle. And these are my, so for gearbox bicycle, I require these two raw materials. Chain is not my, semi-finished good or sub-assembly item. Now, after submission of this production plan, since I had 5 as a projected quantity, which is 5 quantities, quantity was available, the system has reserved the 5 quantity. So if you see here, this gearbox bicycle was reserved 5 quantity, and we have just produced the 5 quantity.
Okay, so I have one more connected question to this. If I going to manufacture remaining 5 quantity, okay. So after manufacturing this 5 quantity again, will that again reserved to this same production plan?
Yeah. So since the production plan already submitted and the work order, so this gearbox bicycle required for this work order, right? Bicycle work order.
Yes.
Okay, and I had only 5 quantity before completion of this work order, so that was reserved, but remaining 5 quantity was reserved when I completed the this work order, and this
Okay.
was already this was automatically reserved for this work order.
So same will be applicable to the raw
Raw
material
materials.
going to
Once
procure
you do the
later
procurement,
to
yeah,
material request,
right,
right?
right, yeah.
Thank you, Rohit.
Hi,
Rohit,
Rohit.
one question. Sorry. One question. In stock report, stock balance report, reservation quantity will be separately shown, or it will be balance in balance reservation quantity will be subtracted.
We have a separate report for stock reservation. We
Correct.
don't
But if
have.
if I wanted to see batch wise stock availability, then or any stock availability report, so my balance quantity will be reservation quantity will be subtracted from that, or it's just a balance quantity and reservation quantity will be separately shown.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think we don't have such a report right now. Available batch report does not consider the reserve stock. It just shows the available stock which is there in the stock.
Okay.
But yeah, we can add an option like maybe a filter, like
So
maybe.
presently, one stock ledger report we have that reservation quantity column, correct? So it is updated there, or it will not update.
Uh,
Stock
yeah,
report.
that will be updated in the stock ledger report you are seeing, right?
Stock ledger report, yes, correct. So there is a
And
column
reserve
called as yeah.
can't see, but as per my knowledge, the reserve quantity is there in the. So we have a separate report.
Stock balance report you can see.
Uh, but
Correct.
stock balance report is again like it shows the total reserve quantity. It does not show the transaction
Production plan
reserve
wise.
quantity or transaction wise.
Okay, can we have a report with a production plan level or a production plan summary report where we can see the reserved quantity?
Yeah. We can add that. Currently we don't have, but yeah, we can add. On report we have to work, but yeah, we'll add that option.
Okay. And can we take a MRP multiple production plans at the same time?
Right now we don't have, but again, like we have to work on MRP. I guess Dipen is working on the design part. If you have any input, maybe you can share with him.
Hi,
Okay, thanks.
hi Rohit, this is Asta.
Hi.
I have one question. I want to work on the multiple project and want to schedule the project, scheduling of the project in the production plan. Can we do that in this version?
Yeah, we also have that in our roadmap. Currently, we haven't started working on it, but yeah, before version 16 launch, we will add it in the core.
That's great. That's great. So when the 16 will be launched?
We haven't decided any date yet, but probably it will be next year.
Next year. Okay,
Yeah.
no worries. Thank you
So
so
if
much.
you have any suggestion, maybe you can create a GitHub issue by mentioning like what is
Uh-huh.
in
Okay.
there in mind. Maybe just create a with a
Sure, sure,
description, create a GitHub issue.
Sure, sure, we'll do that. Yeah, thank you so much, Rohit. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Rohit.
Yeah, hi Rohit. Actually, we are in a wall manufacturer where we have multiple sub assemblies in the same wall. There are many bot outs to add into that wall.
Mhm.
So we are right now using an ERPNext, but what problem is there? While creating a work order, it is we need to create one by one work order instead of just I click the main product like wall, and if I create it from bomb or directly create a work order, is it possible to create the work order for sub assemblies as well?
So if you are using production plan, then yeah, one click you can create a sub work order for sub assembly items. Because I created a two work order here, work order for my sub assembly item.
No, no,
This was
this is in version 16 you said.
no, this option is available in V15 as well. So are you using the production plan?
Yes, yes, we are using production plan. But from sales order, if I create directly
Oh,
create a
okay.
work order, it will only create a work order for the main bomb.
No, no.
No,
So,
no,
so you are creating.
you will fetch the get sub assembly, and then in the get sub assembly table, system will add the sub assemblies. And when you click on create work order, system will create work order for your main product and sub assembly both. Okay, so there is
So
a
do one thing. Go to the production plan directly.
Mm-hmm.
Here the option is available like gate items from sales order, right? You
Yes.
can gate the sales order, pull the sales order here, then gate the finished goods. Next step is
Mhm.
gate the sub assembly items. Pull
Yes, yes,
the
we do the same thing right now.
yeah. I think then it should
Production
work.
plan. Mm-hmm.
Then it should work. Then it should work. I mean, a lot of our customers are using this option. So create work order. Now it is not showing here, but create work order.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll totally relate.
Mhm.
It's working. I know it's working in one of my customer.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rohit, one question. Like you said, on operation, we have option for semi-finished good or finished good. So
Mhm.
where can we see that the semi-finished good?
So again, this feature is available in V16. So if you are checking it on version 15, it is not available there.
Yeah,
So on a V16, if I go to this BOM, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll create the new BOM so that you can understand. So my final product is HP computer.
okay,
On the operation side, I have to enable the with operation option, and then I have to enable this option as well, track
correct.
semi-finished goods.
Mm.
And then on a line item of operation, you have to select the operation. So let's say my
Correct.
first
Maybe.
operation is motherboard assembly, right? And here you can see the option now. Like here we have to select the motherboard and then select the bill of material for your sub-assembly item. You can see the BOM number here. So you can select the bill of material here. And if it is a subcontracted item, then you can select the is subcontract checkbox. If it is a final product, then you can select the is finished good item. If you don't have a bill of material, let's say, there might be chances that creating a bill of material for each item is difficult. But fine,
Hello. Okay.
you don't need to create a bill of material. You just click on add raw materials
Mhm.
and select the raw materials and then click on add button. So then the system will automatically add the raw material here. So to use this option, you have to make sure this checkbox is enabled.
Yeah, so track semi-finished good, I understand. Let's say I'm creating from item A to B, B to C. Now I
Mhm.
just want to see how many item B are available.
Item B are available. So that you
Yeah,
can
so
see it on the stock reports only.
does it show? Because it is in work in progress
No,
warehouse,
no,
right?
again. If you are
Yeah.
checking it on version 15, it will not showing. But if you are checking it on develop branch, if you are, so are you
Uh-huh.
using develop branch or version 15?
As of now, we are in 15 only.
So this option is not there in
So,
V15.
and when this is going to come, like 16
Probably next year.
next year.
Yeah.
Okay. So as of now, there is no way to track the semi-finished goods, right?
So you have to create a separate work order for that. Against single work order, no, there is no option.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, Rohit sir.
So before I'll take a next
Hello.
question. Yeah, who's there?
This is Mayur from Agro Solution.
Yeah, man.
Actually,
I'll take a before that I'll take a this last question because I have to showcase one more feature which is very important, and we are running out of time. So I'm taking this last question. Yeah, Mayur. Go ahead.
yeah. So we are in sequential manufacturing. So what we are facing right now issue is that we have one product claims, and their raw material is GI sheets. So their GI sheet is come in kg. So we convert them into by remaking in numbers, which have UMO as a number. And
You have raised GitHub issue for this, right?
yes.
Yeah, so I'll revert on that. So let Rohit complete his demo. I'll revert on the GitHub issue.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Devan. So next next feature I want to showcase is so we have a landed cost voucher. I hope everyone knows how landed cost voucher works. And we have an option to create a landed cost voucher for purchase receipt and the purchase invoice. But most of our customer has raised the issues like we don't have a provision to create a landed cost voucher for our finished good, because there might be chances that they want to add some additional cost like electricity cost or rent charges in a final product cost after manufacturing. So earlier, like till V15, we don't have option to create a landed cost voucher against the manufacturing stock entry, but in V16 we are adding that feature. Also similarly, we don't have an option to create a landed cost voucher against the subcontracting receipt. For example, let's say we subcontracted a item, we received the item from the vendor, but then vendor has given us additional bill of, let's say, excise duty or maybe a freight charges or transport charges bill. And if you have to add those charges in your finished good, then the LCV option was not there again the subcontracting receipt. So both options we added. So I'll just quickly go to the landed cost voucher. So on a landed cost voucher, you can see earlier there was just two options, purchase invoice receipt. Now we added two more options, stock entry and subcontracting receipt. Once you select the stock entry, you can see the all manufactured stock entries. And once you selected that, you can see the amount. And next I'm going to select the subcontracting receipt. And you can see the subcontracting receipt, which is completed. And I'm going to click on get items receipt. So let's say I want to add a freight charges. So I'll pick the expense account as freight. And let's say, do I have anything else? Electricity expenses. Electricity. All right. So let's say freight charges was 400, and this was, keep it same 400. Or maybe electricity service was 1000, right? So now I can see the applicable charges here. And before that, I just quickly go to here. I'll show the accounting impact. So I don't have, okay, I already created I guess, landed cost voucher again this entry. Maybe I'll pick another one. I'll pick the latest one. Similarly for subcontracting receipt, I'll pick the latest one. Okay, so this stock entry, if I see the accounting ledger, does not have any accounting impact because I use the same account, stock asset account for raw material and finished good. Both had the same amount, so that's why accounting impact is not showing here, but it's fine. Subcontracting receipt. Yeah, subcontracting receipt I have again like same amount. All right. So I'm going to submit this entry, and now I'll see the accounting impact. Now you can see the freight and forwarding charges added here, 200, and electricity expense added as 500. My finished good cost has been increased by 700. Earlier it was 58,000, now it is showing as 58,700. Similarly for this was for subcontracting receipt. Similarly for stock entry, if I go to the accounting ledger, my stock has been increased. My stock in hand increased by 700. So yeah, if you have any question on this, just
Yes, Rohit. I have one question here. See, how cost apportion will be done if some few quantities of the receipt are already consumed in production? Let's say we apply the landed cost voucher once we receive the service charges, let's say for the freight charges and all these things, right?
so system does the reposting entry. System
Okay.
creates the reposting entry, and then it will reposting will take care of it. So you can see
Okay.
the reposting is in the queued state. Once I complete this reposting transaction, then whatever the transaction was created in the future after this date, it will be recorrect. The valuation
Okay.
will be recorrect.
So you have the reposting voucher, right?
Yeah.
Revaluation voucher.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So, Rohit, I think we should be taking up questions from the
Yeah, I
chat.
think I don't have anything else to. I'll just have one more slide. Just wanted to tell you one thing, like what new feature we are going to add. So currently we are working on subcontracting inward order. We similar like subcontracting order where we give us the raw materials to our vendor, and raw vendor basically manufacture the item. So on a same note, we have like we are going to add a new feature, subcontracting inward order, where customer will provide us the raw materials and we will manufacture the finished goods. So subcontracting inward order we are currently working on, and another one feature is periodic accounting entry. So those who are not using the perpetual inventory, basically perpetual inventory is like making accounting transaction against each stock transaction. So those who are not using that feature, they have to basically manually do the periodic accounting entry. Basically, they have to create a manually journal entry for the periodic accounting entry, and for that they have to do a lot of calculations. So we are automatically pulling this calculation part. So you just have to go create a journal entry with a type as periodic accounting entry, and system will take care of all this calculation part.
Rohit, hello.
Yeah.
Rohit, this is Suraj Jaiswal, and I am very new to ERP system.
Yeah, Suraj.
And so far, I have audited few of the courses available on Frappe School, including HRMS system, and I'm well versed with HRMS now. So now I want to explore manufacturing, and I did audited some of the courses there related to manufacturing, but I find it little difficult to understand. So wanted to get some understanding. Can you give me any other headers or collateral where I can which I can read through and understand the manufacturing as a function and what is there in ERP system to offer?
Yeah, Rohit, I'll answer this.
Yeah.
So hi Suraj. So you can refer the documentation which is publicly available, and documentation gives you the step-by-step guide. Okay. Second thing, you will get a lot of videos on YouTube. Even our webinars have happened on YouTube, like Build with Hussein and other. So
Okay.
you can use that as well. Okay. And of course, in Frappe School, there are free videos already there, and you can go for certification. So basically, in certification, if you go for certification, we take a detailed training. So you can be part of that training. So those trainings are live trainings basically, and then you can get certified.
I think we have also dropped the documentation link for anyone to check it out and read through it.
What is the procedure for the certification course?
You can apply through directly from Frappe School. So you are aware about Frappe School, so just go there and you will see the new batch. You have to just apply.
Frappe School, you can just search and
Okay.
you will get the information.
Rohit,
Rohit.
Sandeep this side. I have two questions. One is about landed cost voucher. Even
Mhm.
if stock is not available, can we post this landed cost voucher and reposting entries?
So when your stock is not available, then there is no sense to create a
Yeah,
LCV.
yeah.
LCV
So
is just
maybe he's saying that you have consumed the stock,
oh
whichever
then
you
yeah
have purchased.
then
Yeah,
still
then
yeah then
yeah,
still
you
you
can
can
do
do
it. It will do the reposting,
yeah.
and everything will be reposted. So your wherever consumption or cost of goods sold have affected, it will update.
Okay. So second last question from my side.
Mhm.
There is no GL as a cost of goods manufactured, COGM in
Mhm.
system, correct? So
No,
can
no,
we
no. Yeah, we have. So, you are talking about cost of goods sold, right?
cost of good manufacture, not cost of goods sold?
Uh,
So can we
okay.
have a like any report where I can see my cost of goods manufactured? Because in stock entry, manufacture stock entry, we can see in accounting ledger only the operation cost. Raw material cost entries are not shown in the accounting ledger of manufacture stock entry.
So currently, I was using just one account, which is a stock adjustment for my finished good as well
Correct.
my raw material, right? So what you
Correct.
can do is you can have a separate account head for raw materials as well for finished good. Then from the general ledger report itself, you can see the transaction
So
wise.
so can you see here manufacture entry? Can you show me one in single click like accounting ledger here in this entry?
No, no, as I mentioned, like I don't use I was using the same account head, no? That's why the difference has been knocked off and the accounting impact is not showing. But if
So
you
I'm
use the if you have like different account head on for a raw materials as well for finished good, then you will be able to see that values. Make sure the difference account here, the difference account you can see, right? This should be different for raw materials and for the FG.
So, can you have any document for that? How to like do this difference account
It's
creation
very
and
simple, like just have
Rohit,
to.
if you want, I can show my screen and show quickly, and maybe because 2 3 minutes.
yeah, depend. This will be very helpful. I was stuck in one of my assignment.
Yeah,
Sorry
so
for
see, when you do a manufacturing entry, this is a manufacturing entry, okay, where your raw materials have got consumed and your finished item has produced. So this
correct.
is your 114 is your finished good item. When you click on
Correct.
view accounting ledger, okay,
Mhm.
your raw material stock will get credited and your finished good account will get debited.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
How this will happen? So whenever you create this account like warehouses, right? First in chart
Mhm.
of account, you need to create stock accounts, okay, in the chart of account. Okay.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
chart of account, you need to create different stock account like work in progress, finished good, stores, whatever account you want, whatever with the name. Okay, and then in
Mhm.
the warehouse master, you need to type the account. Okay, so which means
Okay.
when you are transferring say material from stores to work in progress, at that time your store account will get credited and your work in progress account will get debited. Okay.
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 So you mean to say we have to create a GL based on the workhouses and workhouses it will be
As
differentiated and it will be posted, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Deepan, can you help me if you have any document related to that?
I think in documentation it must be mentioned, but it is like you can just go in chart of account and your current assets, and here you can create your different accounts here.
Yes,
yes.
actually,
And
I was looking for
you
that.
just tag it in warehouse. Okay.
Yes,
So
thank
it
you,
was the
Deepan.
documentation.
I think
Thank you, Deepan. Yeah.
Dipen, just
Yeah.
Satish here. So you can also just wanted to add here that this is the raw material cost as well as the finished product cost, right? And if you want to add the overheads, then
Hmm.
we have a provision in bill of material. So that also you can show it here.
Yeah, so if you have seen, there is an additional cost column everywhere in the document transaction. So if you add any additional cost here, it will be
Mhm.
considered. Okay. Otherwise, you can use the landed cost voucher, which Rohit just now shown. In V16, it is not available in version 15, but in V16, say for example, after this production, I paid electricity bill or any overhead charges that I can do it. I can add it in my finished good item through LCV. landed cost voucher.
Correct. So that we can take it from workstation as well, correct?
Yeah. Workstation we are already fetching. If you are creating operations, we are already fetching that operation.
Correct. Anyway, Deepen, thanks. This helped a lot.
Yeah, I think.
Hello.
Dipen and Rohit, we would like to, take up questions from the chat because people are waiting from there as well with their questions. So I think it's a good time we move to Q&A.
Yeah. We
It's
already.
better if you could ask the question on, okay, on the chat I can see. Are we developing a feature to scan the production job QR code? So I'll just quickly share my screen. Hope my screen is visible. So we added an option to scan the job card on a workstation level. So you can directly scan the job card on a workstation and the timestamp will be automatically captured from there.
It will be available in V16, right, sir?
But yeah, it will be available in V16 again.
Okay. Yeah, great, sir. So, thank you. So one more question. When we do subcontracting, if the subcontractor charges some amount, they are invoicing. So that amount was not added in the value. The costing is quite difficult.
So after completion of subcontracting you are talking about or before completion?
Yeah, after completing the subcontracting.
So that's why we added a landed cost voucher for subcontracting receipt. So you have to create a landed cost voucher again that subcontracting receipt.
Oh, okay. Just add that. This is also available in V16, right?
V16, again V16. Whatever the feature I'm showcasing, all will be available in V16 only.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Divyesh is asking how to select different routing in work order. For example, we have a bomb for soap production and we can produce it with combination of different workstation. For each combination, we have routing. How to select routing in work order?
So if each workstation has a routing, then you should have each workstation wise. So each workstation wise routing means after completion of one routing, you have a semi-finished good, right?
If Divyesh is
No,
here,
it
he
is
can.
not like this. For example, like we have a one product. So the BOM is single BOM. So in BOM, we didn't click with operations, but we created we have a multiple line one, line two, line three. So we can produce with same BOM on any line. So while making one product, we select, okay, like we are producing on line two. So we need to select line two in the routing. So currently, we need to enter manually in the table. Like if you select the routing code and all the workstations comes, that is not happening.
So what you can do is in the routing, instead of selecting the workstation, you can select the workstation type.
Right.
So once
Right.
in the workstation, you have to make sure the workstation type is selected. Are you aware about the workstation type?
Yes. Right.
Yeah. So in the routing, mention the workstation type, not the workstation.
Okay.
Kanchan is asking, can we create BOM and production plan from opportunity or lead? Say sample product is to be submitted for approval. This happens in government and semi-government projects.
I think that's a BOQ feature, I guess she is asking. Am I right, Kanchan? Bill of quantity or CPQ, I guess something CPQ as well.
No, she's just asking because she want to give a quotation.
No, currently we don't have such option.
You don't have link. You can
Yeah.
just create and maybe share a layer, save a link by creating some custom field. That's it.
So
But I
basically,
think
this
whatever
can be.
she's, Kanchan, whatever you are asking, no, for a government, I think it is for tendering purpose, right? E-tender. Yeah. So in e-tender, no, basically, while applying the tendering, you have no idea about what raw materials you are going to use, right?
No.
But
That is not for B. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but this is not for BOQ. This is basically that we have before starting, production or applying for, submitting the quotation or tender. We must know what exactly the cost will be and how our product will look like. So sometimes government people ask for a sample to be submitted before participating into the tender.
Okay, understood. So what you can do is you can create a bill of material with a workflow like approved and approved by government or finally, and after the final approval, just submit the bill of material. And as Dipen mentioned, like if you have to, I mean, directly there is no option to create the bill of material from opportunity or quotation, but yeah, you can keep a link and just create a manually.
Thank you. Rajkumar is asking, we are apparel company. We have lots subcontracted items. The things are huge for different size, colors. How can you help us to customize all these things?
So Raj, you don't want to use the basically variant, or you don't want to create a variant for each combination, right? Because again, yeah, I mean, I just want to understand, like, are you okay with creating a variant, a separate item against each variant?
Yeah.
All right. So we have an option to create a bill of material for a template item. Uh, so on a work order, we have that option where you can choose like which variant you are going to be used as a raw material. But I don't think we have similar option for a subcontracting order. Maybe we can add the same option on a subcontracting order as well.
So Raj, I'll suggest to connect with one of our partner who have already built a solution for garment or apparel manufacturers. Okay.
Okay.
And maybe you can just reach out to our sales team and they will connect you, because generally textile manufacturing is little complex, right? Need some customization process. So yeah, so that our partners have built a solution for textile industry.
Okay. So can you please provide some contact so that I can?
Yeah, I think maybe we will provide you the sales this link where you can fill your form, and then respective regional sales manager will help you connecting with that partner. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Hello, Jinal here. I have one question. Is there any provision for byproduct and co-product with valuation?
Again, like currently we are considering the byproduct as as a scrap item only, and valuation we fetch based upon their past transactions. So maybe for a byproduct we can add on one more checkbox. We are thinking of that, and if it is a byproduct, maybe we can add a provision to set the valuation rate manually for reasons. So will that helpful?
And what about co-product?
Again, that's all are same. Like so, in the bill of material we have a quickly duplicate this. So do you aware about this table, scrap items? So you can add the all byproducts and co-products here itself. Yeah.
I cannot capitalize the operation cost on this.
Could you just give me one example? Hello?
Yeah, crude oil extraction.
Capitalize means you don't want to add operation cost in your scrap valuation, that or co-product byproduct valuation.
Basically, I want to capitalize operation cost of other byproduct as well. Let's say if I'm using crude oil as a raw material, and I'm extracting multiple byproducts from this. Let's say petrol, diesel, or kerosene. Okay, so if I'm just entering petrol as a finished good and crude oil as a raw material. Okay, so to get the other byproduct or co-product, I supposed to add this under the scrap tab, scrap item, right?
Right.
But in that case, I won't able to capitalize the operation cost on top of this byproduct as well as co-product.
So,
Let's say kerosene, diesel, or other things. I can only able to capitalize that operation cost on top of the petrol, which is
No,
my.
no, you will be. For example, 100 rupees is your crude oil cost and 10 rupees is your operation cost. So your total has become 110, right?
No,
So
no,
now
that will depend. I understood her question. So that will go into the finished good, which is a petrol, but not other the byproducts.
Yeah, correct.
For that,
correct.
what we are thinking, we should have a. We are thinking to add a provision of defining the percentage. For example, for a co-products or a byproduct, we will going to add a percentage. For
Rohit,
example, if
I have one solution for this. Will it be okay if I post it on GitHub so that
yeah, it will be great. Yeah, it
Yeah,
will
yeah,
be great.
please do it on GitHub. GitHub already there is a one feature request just 2 days back I have created.
I
You can
think
comment
for
on
this
it.
we have already done customization. So how we can ask for we can send it to incorporate this because this feature what she is asking we already done the customization we developed.
So you create a PR for that. You add the same feature in the core and open the PR. We will review and merge.
Okay, because right now we added as a custom app,
Yeah, yeah,
custom application.
yeah. That will be great. I mean, that's the power of open source.
Okay.
I
thanks, Rohit. And
Just one question. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, as I told you that we are apparel manufacturer. So, is that any solution that is already given in GitHub, like apparel or something that will work on top of ERP? Is it possible?
depend. You have
No,
any?
no, I have no idea on that. Maybe marketplace app or app published by some partner or someone have already done. So you can take a demo from them and understand. Okay, so you can connect them, you can reach out to them and ask for demo.
Mhm.
Okay, and then see. Okay, so people must have built their own solutions around that. Okay.
I see. I see.
And,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
And for scrap thing, I've just shared the GitHub link. Maybe you can comment on this for co-product, byproduct, whatever is your use case and solution. I've already created this on GitHub.
Yeah, just add a comment in the same GitHub issue so that there will be no more multiple issues for the same problem.
Okay, can't see a lot of questions coming in, but we do have people raising their hands. So, Varun, do you want to go ahead? You have any question? Okay, we'll make it quick. Amar Zahara, do you have any questions? You have raised your hand. All right, Astha Deshmukh.
Only one thing I would suggest everyone, like if you are already on Frappe Cloud, you can create develop V16 develop site from your dashboard. Of course, from sign up flow you will not be able to, but from your dashboard you can create site and test whatever features Rohit has shown, whatever available on the develop branch if you want to. Okay.
Yeah, this webinar was purely for showcasing the V16 features, so that you will be able to test and report the bug or suggest any solution or suggest any use cases or new features
Yeah.
for the V16.
Yes, and cannot see a lot of questions coming in, so maybe we can
add.
yeah, just a minute, Dipen. We no surprise that manufacturing and stock continues to be one of the most in demand topics, and we have clearly taken a note of what all you all expect from manufacturing in version 16. I would request people to take like 2 minutes, spend 2 minutes and fill up this public webinar form with all your expectations and what all you want to see us improving going ahead in the webinar. So kindly fill in this form. It will really help a lot with the future webinars. And you can also drop in your questions in the same form so that I can pass it to Rohit and he will get it all solved for you.
So,
So
if you have any, question on the feature or maybe if you are facing any bug, just you can use the GitHub issue as well to report that.
yes.
One question was, is it available V16 on GitHub? So V16 is not tag as a, I mean, we have not created a separate branch as a V16, but we have a branch as a, I mean, we have a branch called develop, which will going to be a V16 next year. So if you want to test anything related to V16, then use the develop branch.
Right, Rohit. I hope people must have really enjoyed this webinar, and there were a lot of questions and it was pretty engaging. We are hopeful to come up with such more webinars in the future. So thank you everyone for joining and being so engaging. And thanks Rohit and thanks Dipen for all your help and assistance. We'll see you around in the next webinar.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Dipen. Thank you all.